your Star Wars Weekends host, a man with the freakish vocal range and 3 first names, James Arnold Taylor.
That was awesome, wasn't it? Let's hear it for the troopers, come on! Come on! Welcome to Stars of the Saga, the amazing talk show of Star Wars Weekends. I am your host, James Arnold Taylor. Happy to be here. I'm what they call a voice actor, so you may not recognize me by looking at me, but hopefully by hearing me, you've heard me somewhere a time or two in radio or television or one of those things. And so when people find out that I'm a voice actor, they always kind of go, well, what's that mean and all? And have I heard you in anything? To which case I always tell them, I've been Jedi's, a Johnny, and a Jack.
That's Captain Jack Sparrow.
A mouse, a dog, and a cat. And all. A caveman, a leader, a mini-me too. On Guardians of the Galaxy, and Cosmo, and Yondu. The video games on Ratchet, that's true, but now it's a movie coming to theaters near you. I'm Titus, Spider-Man, Super Surfer, Magneto, Gingy, Prince Charming, Cowabunga, there's Leo. And a Transformer too. I voice them in games. They're great fun to do, but sometimes celebrities can't provide them a voice, so I step in and give them a choice, like Christopher Lloyd, or Jay Baruchel, Andre the Giant, or Chris Walken, Cowbell, wow. But wait, there's more, like that stuff that you hear at the end of the show when the credits are near. It's Sunday, Fun Day, 7:30, 6:30 Central on Fox. In closing, I'm also that voice that comes on that speaks very fast. First he's there, then he's gone. Offer expires November 30th. See store for details. Batteries on the crew, records sold 7, some of them required records. Yes, use only as directed. Yes, it's all a part of the crazy VO that makes up the life of a voiceover Joe. So that's my thing. That's what I do. I love voiceover, and in fact, I have a show called Obi-Wan and Beyond that is going to be playing right back here at 7 o'clock tonight. I hope you come back by and see it. Has anybody seen it yet? Thank you. You tell everybody else to come see it, and I don't have to use the Jedi mind trick on you all, yes? I certainly don't have to use it on you now because we're excited about this show, aren't we? Oh, man. We've got a Twi'lek and the Emperor. Pretty good. Doesn't get better than that. Wait, it could get a little bit better than that. We have a couple people that couldn't make it, but want to say hello. Take a look.
Hi, we are very sorry that we couldn't be with you here for Star Wars Weekend.
We're right in the middle of finishing the movie.
Not in the middle. I mean, we're almost.
That's
we're
right.
getting there.
Okay, yes, he's sort of close to being done. No, you're not. Because
No, that's true.
yeah.
We're
All
not.
right.
We're not.
Well, obviously we can't be there with you, but we wish we could.
And have a great time, and hopefully next time at Star Wars Weekend.
And may the force be with you.
Indeed.
May the force be with you. Both of you. I think we're excited about what they're doing, aren't we? Hope you will pass for not making it this time, right? This time, okay. But this time, right now, we have an amazing guest. We've had so much fun with her here. Week 1 of Star Wars Weekends. Again, she's a Twi'lek. She's a Jedi. She's so much more, though, and we're about to find out. Take a look at the screens again.
We will not be hostages to be quiet, Dooku.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Amy Allen! Look at those cool shoes, see?
I did that hit for you.
I've been wearing all the Converse. Everybody's been commenting, but those ones are very cool. And they sparkle.
Thank you. They have a little sparkle.
Just like you, you're pretty and you sparkle. Amy Allen, very excited to have you here. And you've got kind of the Jedi green colors there as well, Star Wars weekends.
I have my Star Wars weekends. Sure.
Man, it's exciting, isn't it? It's fun to be back.
It is. I'm actually sad it's coming to an end.
I know. We're sad too, right? This is where we all go, oh.
Well.
But don't worry, she's here now. That's where we go, oh. Yeah, very good. Okay. So, this has been your third or fourth Star Wars weekend.
Yes.
And we have had such a great time, and the motorcade, and the Stars of the Saga. But has there been any one thing that's really kind of been like the best moment for you? Have you just had just a fun time all around, or what?
I've had a great time. I was fortunate enough to bring a couple of my friends with me.
Yes, indeed, some lovely friends.
Yes, you do.
a couple of girlfriends that you brought with you?
I did, yep, and we all have kids, so we all left our kids at home and came to Disney World without our kids.
But to be fair, they've been sending them pictures of all the fun they're having.
Yeah. Meeting Mickey and of course. So
I think do we have any pictures of any of that though? I think we have some pictures of you having fun.
Yes.
And we didn't know pictures. Okay. Well, that's okay. We can always.
But there are
reenact
pictures.
Let's reenact the photo right now. This was us here having fun. Here, I'll sit on your lap.
Oh yeah. Selfies.
No. Okay. So, anyways, sorry, I get silly. You have been hanging out with the Emperor, and he's going to come out. You guys have had a fun time.
We have, yes. We've never really. I've seen him, obviously many times, but this was my sort of opportunity to
sit down and meet him and talk about that Order 66. Because she was a Jedi. So let's talk about being a Jedi. You could have never imagined, I'm sure, when you started working on, now were you working on episode 1?
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Okay, so you come in and you're working on episode 2.
Yes.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes as a production assistant.
Production assistant, we call them PAs. Sometimes I don't say PA, it's production assistant.
Yes.
And Amy was working on that. And then one day, you find out you're going to be painted blue, put in a costume, given a lightsaber. Wow.
Yep.
You're in the movie.
Yeah.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get any better than that.
So, is there like a lot of nerves that come with that as well then?
Yes, I mean, it's funny, I think about that sometimes because I think if they were to ask me now, I don't know that I could do it.
Look at you.
This was a long time ago, so.
And you're in a green screen, so for those of you that may not know, I think most people know now, either blue screen or green screen. They obviously couldn't do blue screen with you because
then you would just see maybe some brown.
Clothing and a lightsaber flying around.
Some teeth.
But, exactly. But so green screen all day. Were you with the other actors then when you were performing?
No, and that's the thing. It's like I go to work one day and I'm the sort of the production assistant, and then the next day I'm painted blue and wearing this costume with just me and George Lucas.
And there's George Lucas giving you direction. What kind of direction?
It was a little.
Was it strange?
Yeah,
very surreal.
Very surreal.
And that's kind of like the experience that we all would love to have, right? Someday just George Lucas says, hey, we want to put you in and have you get Jedi. That's
and then it's just me and him.
Yeah, even stranger.
Yes.
So all those scenes that we see, that's you on a green screen set, you're doing that. And then did you get like Jedi training with Nick Gillard and fighting stunts?
No. I was, everything that happened to me happened in California, in Marin, at Industrial Light and Magic, and I was a sort of late addition to the movie.
Right.
So my training I was just sort of winging it.
You came up with your own stuff then. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the character, now you pronounce her Ayla.
Ayla Secura.
Ayla Secura, because there's different ways of it. Hans,
Right.
Same thing. Okay, but so you get this because George, actually, I don't know if you all know this, there was a comic book, a Star Wars comic book, that had Ayla in it.
On the cover.
On the cover.
Yes.
But it was part of the EU. The EU is the extended universe of Star Wars, not something that would normally be canon, which is what George comes up with. But he sees this character, and he's so fascinated by this character, he decides, let's put this character in the movie. It was the first time that the EU ever integrated into canon. And so that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty wild.
And then to be this character,
Yes.
pretty cool. So now, your kids know that you're a Jedi. Do you ever whip that out on them? Like, clean your room or else.
Yeah, right.
Jedi mind trick, make them clean it.
Yeah, they're just sort of at the age where they're starting to really get into Star Wars. And they have an action figure, that's the other thing, you know, I get
You have an action figure. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Doesn't get cooler than
So
that.
they have a couple that aren't open, then they have a couple that are, so they.
That's right. You have to teach them,
Yes.
you know, okay,
Yeah,
these
yeah.
ones you don't unwrap.
Yes, they're-
You save these, right? No,
Right.
okay. Well, okay. We have had a lot of fun, and I know you know a decent amount of Star Wars here, and I would like to put you to the test. Are you
Okay.
ready to play good guy or bad guy?
I am.
Okay.
Good guy or bad guy?
All right. Here's
Okay.
how it's going to work, Amy. I'm going to show you some pictures.
Okay.
You simply tell me good guy or bad guy.
Okay.
Don't cheat. Don't help her, okay? You can help her. It's okay. All right, let's take a look at the first one. That's Boba Fett.
Boba Fett?
Yes.
I know.
Very good.
Bad.
Bad guy. Yes. Oh, if the price is right. That's right. So, okay, next guy.
Good.
Yeah. They're helping you. Okay. Next one.
Oh no, not good. Bad.
Big guy is what he is. Yes, bad guy. Yes, that's correct. Okay, another one. Let's look. Oh, lovely. Good guy. Yes.
Good.
Good gal. We'll
Good
say
gal,
good gal.
yes.
Good gal. Not the,
Oh.
The best guy.
Bit of a scoundrel.
That's a tricky one.
But all in all,
Good.
a good guy. Yes. Okay. How about this guy?
Oh.
Final one.
Throwing me for a loop here. That's a good guy. That is Oppo Francesis.
Oppo Rancesis.
Rancesis?
Very good. Very good. Yes.
Right?
yes. Nobody knows that. Come on. That is awesome. Isn't that fantastic? Oppo Rancesis. Yes. Wow, you did fantastic. She got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 for 6. Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Allen, come on. Awesome. Very good, Amy. Very good. Will you stay with us? Will you stay here with us? Because our next guest is Star Wars royalty. And although I have a bad feeling about this, because, you know, he does tend to lean to the other side, the dark side, but we want to see him, don't we? Would we like to bring out the Emperor, yes? Let's take a look at the screen first.
And you, young Skywalker, we will watch your career with great interest. Are you going to kill me? Execute Order 66. Soon I will have a new apprentice. Rise, my friend. You will be destroyed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ian McDiarmid!
Greetings from the dark side. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Lunch. I still haven't got it sorted out. You know, I looked down the list and I was quite excited today because I saw SITH pizza. So I thought I'll have that with extra Ewok. And that's when the trouble started. But I was very attracted by it because it said for every SITH pizza, we contribute 50 cents to the assassination of your favorite Jedi. So I felt good, you know, healthy eating and a chance to contribute to your favorite charity. Hi, James.
Oh, sir. And you know Amy?
I do.
Please
very
have
well.
a seat.
Well,
Oh my word. See, I have a bad feeling about this. You're going to be naughty, aren't you? Yes.
Might be.
Oh, behave.
That's
Okay.
very, very serious and extremely boring as well. I can do that.
Yes. Tell us about the theater. No. So, but speaking of the theater, a theater actor, theater trained in the theater,
Sure.
started doing all of that, and then one day let's just go back a little, because we've been doing this for a few days, but you get a call that you're going to be this character in the world of Star Wars. You knew all about Star Wars at that point.
I knew a little about Star Wars. I'd seen A New Hope, but it then wasn't. You know, the first film.
Yeah.
I'd seen it and thought it was fantastic. Mainly because it took me back to when I was a kid, and I used to go to Saturday matinees, you know, with these adventure films, and there was always a cliffhanger. And I thought it's a return to that kind of excitement. But whether I was going to have anything to do with them or not, clearly not, I thought. And I heard a few of my friends were in, including Dennis Lawson, who played, you know, probably Ewan McGregor's uncle. I knew Ewan fairly well too. But I got a call this day from my agent, and he said, George Lucas wants to see you. And I thought, my goodness. And just as I was thinking, my goodness, a car drove up outside. And I got into it, and I was whisked off to the studios, I think it was Elstree then. And I had a very brief interview, chat, with George Lucas and Richard Marquand, who was the director, as you all know, of Return of the Jedi. And we didn't talk about anything, really, sort of the weather, I think, mostly. And he said, very good to meet you, thank you for coming in. And I thought, well, you know, it didn't go that well, but at least I got to meet George and Richard. And as I was going out of the door, he said, thanks for coming, and oh, hey, great nose. And I thought, I've been to many auditions, you know, and people said many things, you know, after like goodbye, you know, we'll ring your agent, don't call us, we'll call you, and so on. But great nose was a new term.
Yeah.
However, I got home, the phone was ringing again, and my agent said, you've got the part. I said, oh my goodness, I'm amazed, because all he said was great nose. He said, what? I said, well, never mind, what's the part? So he said, oh my God, they want to know everything, don't they? And he flipped through his notes endlessly, so I've got it here. He's called the Emperor of the Universe. So I said, well, I guess we'll be doing it then. That's what happened.
And there it changed your life. And now you were telling me something. The first day was an interesting day.
It was, because I knew nothing about this character. I mean, nobody did really. You'd seen The Empire Strikes Back, in which I think it was an actress in a mask, or a monkey superimposition over her face, and definitely Clive Rebel's voice, distinguished actor. I knew about him. But we didn't know what this character was like, and I certainly didn't. So I had to go into the makeup test. And I thought, oh, that's nice, you know, they want to make me look, you know, sort of healthy and fresh, alive, and maybe a little younger than I am, you know, because that happens in the movies sometimes.
And you were how old, though, at the time?
I was in my late 30s.
Okay, yeah.
And they wanted someone, they'd already cast, I should have mentioned, James, they'd already cast a guy who was well approaching the age of the character, which is about 130, you know, so it's a fairly long approach off the runway. But the actor in question couldn't take the contact lenses fitting, so they were quite arduous, and consequently, I think, couldn't be insured. So, the casting director had seen me play an old guy in a play close to, and I guess that's why she suggested me to George, but how lucky was that? So I went in, and this makeup happened over me, over 4 hours, and I saw this monster emerging. Rather excited. And Nick Duffman, who did the makeup, said, the best thing you can do for me is go to sleep. Well, it was 4 a.m., so that wasn't too difficult. And when I woke up, of course, oh my God, I saw this face in the mirror, and he looked like the most odious, repulsive, reptilian thing you can imagine. And a sort of voice started to burble within me, and I came out with it on the day. But on the day, I'd already had the costume fitting. Now, I was really excited about that. You know,
yeah.
The Emperor. The costume's going to be fantastic. I'll have at least 5 in every scene. And they arrived with this sort of black hanging robe thing. And I thought, I'm wearing that while you put the makeup on. You know, it's very caring, it's very sweet. No, as we know, that was the costume, and what a brilliant idea it was. So I got the costume on, I got the face on, I got my eyes in, yellow eyes. They were glass in those days. In fact, the oculist, who's a great guy, his name was Richard Glass, so that was very appropriate. And he led me onto the set. Now, I knew that the scene I was going to be in, I just managed to get a bit of the script, was the scene where the Emperor comes down the steps for the first time, greets Vader, and walks on past thousands of stormtroopers.
Right.
And Dave Tomlin, who was the first director, a terrific guy, said, Ian, this is all a bit of a rush, I'm sorry about this, I haven't had a chance to introduce you to myself, even never mind the actors you're going to be playing with, but we just want to get on with it, because, you know, we're under pressure. Yes, they only had another 2 years before the film came out, you know, but they were under pressure.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't, of course. Anyway, I was led up the stairs, and I only had direct sort of tunnel vision. I couldn't see either side because of the lenses. So they led me up the stairs, and I knew there would be a ramp of some kind. He said, now there are a lot of steps. So take your time. Take my time. I can't see anything. I've got to keep my head up, you know, I'm in the movies. And I won't be able to look at my feet. However, and they said, oh, by the way, we're just going to inject some steam before the entrance. Like the steam you saw earlier in the show.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, okay, I can cope with that. I'll just take a deep breath. And they said, oh, but don't worry, by the way, this is only a rehearsal, it's not a take, you know, so if anything goes wrong, we'll do it again, obviously.
Sure.
So, steam. The doors opened, the word action sounded, and I went down the steps, slowly, one at a time, managed not to fall over my new cloak, got to the bottom, there was Vader over there. I later discovered that was Dave Prowse, and there was a man kneeling at my feet who I could vaguely recognize, and he said the line, which is something like, welcome, my lord, or something like that. And then Vader had his line, but of course nobody told me, although I should have realized, that Dave, of course, didn't supply the voice. That was James Arnold Jones, about a year later. But he did say the lines in a very high voice from a very high place. So I just had to guess when he'd finished and come in with, you know, with the lines that I'd learned. However, it went fine. Somebody said cut. George came over and said, welcome to the set. I'm sorry, it was a little bit rushed and so on. And this person who knelt at my feet got up and said, oh my God, Ian, it's you. And he was an actor called Michael Pennington, who I know very well, and I've just worked with, you know, been working with. So I said, oh my God, Michael, it's you. And it was that kind of, and then I looked around and I saw, and in those days they were all there, about 2,000 stormtroopers.
Yeah, they didn't superimpose.
Yeah, they
one
didn't
computer.
superimpose.
Yeah.
And as we were taking our little break before we did it again, there were little jeeps that went up and down, you know, up those serried ranks, saying things like, stand up straight, give me that camera. Take that off your head.
Yeah.
And they did this regularly until we shot it all over again, and that was my first day of Star Wars.
Wow. And they used that take as well, right? That's fantastic.
Yes, he said, okay, it's not rehearsal, we're pleased with it, we'll move on.
That's it. That's how he goes. That's how George rolls, man. Yeah. So now, speaking of Star Wars, speaking of being immersed in it, you've been here at Star Wars Weekends now for 3 days.
Yeah.
And I understand you were at Darth Maul.
Yes, I did a little Sith shopping today. Darth Maul. I thought that was quite good. It wouldn't work in England, you see, because we say Mal.
Oh,
Darth Mal, not so good. But here, perfect. But I was a little chagrined, you know, because I was expecting the Emperor's Emporium. No, it's not.
Can we work on that?
Guys, you know, you can make it bigger, better, eviler, in every way. And I thought it's not a bad idea. You know, you could have, as I already alluded to, you could have Palpy's pizzas, you know, with that extra bit of Ewok, you know, just to give it that tangy flavor. And then I thought, you know, there are a lot of people these days, have you noticed, maybe you're one of them, I'm sure you're not, who want to change their appearance.
Oh, yes.
So I thought they could have a little salon. And I suppose the thing outside should read, you too could be hideous with a visit to Darth Sidious. And if they wanted, you know, it could catch on, couldn't it?
Go ahead.
And finally I thought there'll be music, and of course they could play John's wonderful Imperial March till the cows come home.
Yeah.
Yes, I think cows do come home to that march in certain parts of it, a part of the country. Or they could go for something a little more Disney-esque, if I may coin a term, like When You Wish Upon a Death Star.
Oh, that'd be very nice.
Just an idea.
Can't really imagine too many
No,
critics singing that, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think they'll use that.
Hey, you were talking and you've been giving a bad time about Ewoks, but you know that Warwick Davis is going to be one of our guests next week at Star Wars Weekends, actually the next couple of weeks. Any Warwick Davis fans here? He's fantastic. He's also a bit of a joker.
He is a joker. He played a number of tricks on me when we were in Germany.
Yes.
You know, he's like you, James. He suddenly springs things on you.
Well, I thought we could spring something on him.
Oh, that's a good
I have my iPhone here, and what if we did a little video? Would you be able to kind of come up with something as a little message to him
maybe.
that we can then play next week for him and catch him off guard with a surprise visit from the Emperor?
Well, it was one of your features, I guess you're not doing it today, but is the Akbar Academy of Performing Arts.
Oh, we may
very
visit
seriously.
that,
And because Warwick's, you know, he's a great comic actor, but he's also a very serious one. He's been doing a lot of stage work recently. So I would sort of like to put an inquiry to him about his motivation.
A motivation, okay. Yeah. All right, so we'll make a little home video. And then we will, oh, you're looking great, Emperor, yes.
Hi.
All right, here we go, and action.
Hi, Warwick. I'm here in Disney World, and I know you're on your way. And I wanted to investigate something about you. Well, not about you, really, but about one of the characters you played. If I say the word Ewok to you, you'll know what I mean. I just managed to say that without spitting it out. But I'm interested in how you prepared for the part. You know, how you did the research, what was your motivational approach? Because it can't be easy trying to create an obnoxious teddy bear. My friends agree with me. But so I'm really interested in that. Now there's a song that we know in the United Kingdom. I don't know if you have it in the States. So it may mean that you will have to sing it for the audience. And the song is called The Teddy Bear's Picnic.
Do you know the Teddy Bear's Picnic? Yes?
Yeah. And after that song, I'll have two very brief questions about your motivational preparation. I mean, did you actually get a group of friends together and go into the woods and picnic? And was a surprise when suddenly you realized you were in the film directed by George Lucas. And now you're singing that song. And I'm loving it. And now you've finished singing it, and the audience has gone wild and mad. And I'm very, very pleased that you've done it, because revenge is sweet. And also I have one final question, and that is, was it really hot in that Ewok suit? Actually, don't answer that question, because the notion of a really hot Ewok doesn't bear thinking about.
Bye-bye. Oh, we'll have a little fun with him now, won't we? That's good. Thank you.
That's one YouTube video I can't wait to see.
You prepared. You came prepared.
I did. I
as well.
have to take these things seriously.
That's
He's
right.
a serious actor, you know.
Yes. Well, I have to tell you a little. I'm not trying to have a prank on you, but I was talking with Stuart, who came here with you as well as manager or
Yeah,
agent.
yeah, it's a good friend.
And he said that you were eating out last night, and that you had a lovely meal, and then they bring you this carrot cake.
Yes.
And I understand it was a huge carrot cake.
It was the biggest carrot cake I've ever seen. Or eaten.
And I was going to say, and then he told me that you proceeded to eat the whole thing.
I did. And that was good. That was better than the SITH pizza. And that's saying something.
So we liked the Disney carrot cake.
Really loved the carrot cake. And it was interesting being there in downtown Disney, overlooking the water, where all these crashed cars seemed to be floating about. I would say they were not crash cars, they were amphibious craft.
Ooh.
Which sounds like, again, a name of somebody from Star Wars, you know, Darth Amphibious or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, big round of applause for Ian McDiarmid. Hey, I'm going to selfie, you guys. Let's do a selfie with the audience. You guys ready? You're going to do a selfie with all of you? You guys come up here. All right.
It's a Star Wars
Okay,
selfie.
you guys on the either side of me? Okay, everybody back there, big smile, ready? Okay, okay, there we go, look at this side. Over here, come on, baby. Here we go. On this side. Come on, Ian. We're gonna get a shot here. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Amy Allen, Ian McDiarmid.